I never thought a piece of paper could change the course of my life. But the deed my grandfather left me, folded, yellowed, wrapped in a rubber band, ended up being the only thing standing between me and the people who tried to erase me from my own land. My name is Dakota Flint, 47, structural engineer, divorced, father of two, and the last person anyone would expect to end up in a war with a homeowners association. But here I was. When my grandfather passed away, he didn't leave money, stocks, or jewelry. He left me something better. 47 pristine acres of Colorado forest, thick with pine, fir, and the smell of wet earth, tucked behind a long-forgotten fire road. William Flint bought it in 1971 for $8,200 cash. Depression-era man, kept every receipt, labeled every filing cabinet, stored the deed in a leather folio that smelled like pipe tobacco and WD-40. Along with it, he left one note, tucked inside the deed: "Don't let the bastards take what's yours." At the time, I laughed. It felt dramatic, like an old Western warning. I didn't know it would become a reality I'd replay in my head every night. Life buried me. Divorce, kids in college, 70-hour work weeks. I didn't visit the property for 3 years, but I never missed a property tax payment. Every April, $6,400. Paid online, receipts saved, every year. Then in August 2022, I drove out to scatter my grandfather's ashes, and everything I thought I owned was gone. The pine forest I had grown up with, the place I had dreamed of preserving, was gone. In its place, 506 houses stretched across every hill and valley. Mediterranean stucco, beige trim, fake balconies, and freshly paved roads that crisscrossed my land. Streetlights already installed, families moving in, mailboxes numbered, landscaping started, and a massive carved stone entrance read Ridgeline Heights, Whitmore Luxury Community. I pulled my truck to the entrance, heart racing, hands trembling. A security guard stepped out. "Residents only," he said, blocking the way. I raised my hand, holding a photo of the deed. "I own this property," I said, trying to sound calm. He smirked. "Sure, buddy, turn around." Before I could argue, a white Range Rover rolled to a stop. Out stepped Cassandra Whitmore, mid-50s, Botoxed, white linen that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. She had the energy of someone who had never been told no. "Problemable, Ray?" she said to the guard without looking at me. Then she scanned me, work boots, calloused hands. "Sweetie, if you're looking for construction work, most crews are filled, but I can take your number." I swallowed. "I'm not looking for work. I'm the legal owner." Her eyes flicked to my photo. "Our title company ran a forensic search," she said, scrolling her phone. "This land was abandoned. Adverse possession makes it legally ours." She smiled like she was delivering a gift, a threat. "All 506 houses are sold. Pre-construction deposits, $80 million. Families moving in by Thanksgiving." I didn't speak. I just took it in. The diesel smell of nearby excavators, the sound of nail guns, concrete mixers, a forest erased. She pulled out her phone and snapped my license plate. "Just in case you decide to come back and vandalize anything, excellent security footage." I left, hands shaking. My grandfather's note echoed in my mind. I hadn't even scattered his ashes yet. Back home, I spread every document my grandfather had kept across the kitchen table. 1971 deed, decades of tax receipts, survey maps, every payment recorded, paid on time, online, confirmable. Yet Cassandra had just threatened me, photographed my truck, and called me a criminal. I didn't panic. I had to understand what I was up against. I called her attorney, Brian Keir. His receptionist's voice was professional, pleasant, but there was an undertone I recognized, the kind dentists use before delivering a root canal. She left a message. "Mr. Keir anticipated your call. He's authorized me to offer a $15,000 nuisance settlement if you sign a quitclaim deed by Friday." $15,000 for $4.2 million in property. I laughed in disbelief. My divorce had taught me about quitclaim deeds, The legal equivalent of waving a white flag and saying, "I give up. Don't even check if I'm right." I hung up. "Tell him I'll see him in court," I said. I needed a real lawyer, not the guy who had handled my divorce. I needed someone who made other attorneys check their malpractice insurance. A friend referred me to Lydia Chen. She had beaten a railroad company in an adverse possession case so badly they offered her a job just to stop her. Her consultation fee, $500, I paid it immediately. Her office smelled of old leather and lemon polish, expensive yet unpretentious. Lydia listened without interruption as I recounted the entire story, every threat, every building, every detail about Cassandra Whitmore. When I finished, she set her pen down. "Show me your tax receipts," she said. I handed over a folder thick enough to crush a hand. Every April payment since 2019, email confirmations, bank statements, even copies going back to Grandpa's first payment in 1971. She flipped through, mouth twitching as if a small smile fought to escape. "Colorado adverse possession requires 18 years of open, continuous hostile possession. Even if they paid taxes, if you've paid, their claim is stillborn. Stop construction, and they bankrupt themselves. Drag you into a 3-year litigation circus with 506 families. Stop now, and you may lose strategically. Let them finish. Then file for declaratory judgment. You own 506 completed homes." I stared. "Are you serious? They'll sell every house." "Yes. And when they do, they've committed premeditated, documented fraud. You'll be untouchable, but it's brutal, cold, strategic, and perfect." She estimated $40,000 to $50,000 in legal fees. "Worth millions when we win. Don't contact Cassandra. Don't post online. Surprise is gold in property litigation." I signed the retainer, stomach churning. The war had begun. September bled into October. I drove past Ridgeline Heights twice a week, parking on the public road, phone camera ready. Framers swarmed like ants, drywall, plumbers, electricians again. The air smelled of sawdust and diesel fuel. I recorded, time-stamped, documented everything. Cassandra spotted me during the third week, a phone call. 20 minutes later, a sheriff's cruiser arrived. Deputy Torres, young, uncomfortable, hand hovering near his belt. "License, sir," he said. I handed it over. "Public road," I explained. "Boulder County records, parcel 559-32408, owner Dakota Flint." He hesitated. "She says you're harassing families." "She's donating to the sheriff's re-election fund," I thought. The deputy left. I kept documenting. By November, the first families moved in. U-Hauls, cribs, maple trees, pizza deliveries. I felt sick. These weren't villains. They were people chasing the American dream. But Cassandra? She was about to learn stealing costs more than money. Lydia instructed me to investigate Cassandra. I uncovered Whitmore Development LLC, registered in Delaware, classic shell. Sole managing member, Cassandra. Financing, Ridgeline Capital Group, Denver. Partner in Ridgeline married to Cassandra. Past lawsuits for construction defects, investor fraud. I sent Lydia all findings. Her response, better than expected. "Preston Whitmore has a pattern. If we prove knowledge and deliberate action, this is criminal fraud, not just civil trespass." I kept head down. Cassandra escalated. December 3rd, Boulder County Code Enforcement calls, alleged illegal dumping. I drove up. Property pristine except the 506 homes. Inspector shook his head. "Someone filed a false complaint. Looks like a pattern with Whitmore projects. I'll testify if needed." Cassandra wasn't just stealing land. She tried to bury me in bureaucracy. By Christmas, garage doors spray painted, kids worried, Facebook smear campaign pinned on community group, 847 shares. Stop Dakota Flint. I called Lydia. She said, "Don't respond. Every attack is evidence. They're scared." Emergency motions filed. Fraud, trespass, defamation, emotional distress, restriction orders against HOA president. Developers panicked internally. Suddenly, I owned all 506 homes on paper, packed courtroom. Developers argued abandonment. Lydia presented decades of deeds, tax receipts, emails, Facebook posts, fraudulent permits. Judge visibly irritated. The developers skipped court judgment. Boom. Complete illegal development on my land. Victory. Developers face bankruptcy, criminal exposure. Banks panic. Settlement negotiations begin. Homeowners relieved. I had choices: sell, rent, donate, keep. Cassandra's reputation shattered. I collected market value of all 506 homes, damages, legal fees. Developers bankrupt, families secured. Grandpa's note echoed, "Don't let the bastards take what's yours." I finally felt the weight of legacy, justice, and the right to stand my ground.